In my opinion, if we're gonna be honest and judge players based on how they play, there's a new number 1 overall pick. There has,
Many years ago, Geno Auriemma passed on Caitlin Clark for UConn, and even doubled down by questioning her skills as she approached the WNBA. Well, it seems those decisions are backfiring in spectacular fashion. Clark isn't just breaking records, she's obliterating them, shattering glass ceilings along the way. Time Athlete of the Year? Check. Associated Press Athlete of the Year? Double check. Geno might just be eating his words now.
Oh, Auriemma. Caitlin Clark again. The world turns. It's Caitlin Clark's world. We just live on planet Caitlin.
Meanwhile, UConn's golden girl, Paige Bueckers, is struggling to keep pace. Once seen as the surefire number 1 pick in the 2025 draft, she's no longer the undisputed best in college basketball. Geno's so-called genius decision might have cost him the next big thing in women's hoops. Who's looking delusional now, Geno?
Delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's 3rd or 4th in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from...
Let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? Remember when Geno Auriemma, the so-called basketball genius, decided Caitlin Clark wasn't worth his time? Yes, that actually happened. It's like staring at a diamond and opting for pebbles instead. So what was the reason behind Geno's decision? Arrogance? Bad judgment? Or just an off day? Whatever it was, it's now haunting him like a regrettable late-night burrito.
The game is different than Caitlin's in that she's more of just a distributor, get the ball. Her game is more like Sue Bird's game. All right? And not that Sue had the physicality to play in that league, but obviously she's the best point guard ever. But I think her game, the subtleties of her game will translate.
Here's where it gets interesting. While Geno was playing hard to get with Caitlin Clark, other coaches were practically lining up, eager to recruit her. They recognized what Geno couldn't, or wouldn't, a once-in-a-generation talent destined to transform the game. And get this, Clark's high school stats were nothing short of jaw-dropping, video game-level numbers. She was racking up points like a pinball machine. But Geno? He was too busy basking in past glory to take notice.
Geno, baby, if Caitlin Clark is on the team, it becomes the right team. Because Caitlin Clark is on it. It's like saying Michael Jordan's not on the right team. It's the right team if Michael Jordan is on the roster.
Geno placed all his bets on Paige Bueckers, banking on her as the can't-miss prospect and his golden ticket to basketball glory. But that ticket might be losing its shine. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has stolen the spotlight, dominating headlines and redefining greatness. She's claimed the Triple Crown of Honors, Time Athlete of the Year, SBJ Sports Person of the Year, and Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year. And Bueckers? Let's just say the hype isn't matching reality, and her status as the potential number 1 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft is now in serious doubt.
Sorry, can we stop judging Paige Bueckers by who she was when she was 19 years old and not judging 23-year-old Paige Bueckers? Because 23-year-old Paige Bueckers is not as good as 21-year-old Olivia Moss. And I mean that. I really mean.
And it doesn't stop there. Geno didn't just pass on Caitlin Clark. He actively criticized her, claiming her game wouldn't adapt to college and even calling her fans delusional. Talk about a bold misstep. Now, as Clark's star continues to rise, Geno is likely tossing and turning, haunted by how badly he misjudged her. It's like he aimed for a slam dunk and ended up hitting the popcorn stand instead.
Disrespectful, unknowledgeable, stupid fans. Diana said it best. Ooh boy. Diana said it best. I would like to point out that Diana Taurasi, 6-time gold medalist now, because she dragged her 42-year-old aging bones over to Paris and got an extra gold medal while Caitlin Clark was sitting at home watching, presumably. Caitlin Clark's rookie year numbers are better than the sainted, the goated Diana Taurasi. Caitlin Clark's having a better rookie year than she had. Miss Reality Check herself, Diana Taurasi.
They say pride comes before the fall, and Geno is falling harder than the records Caitlin Clark is shattering. His decision to choose Bueckers over Clark is backfiring in spectacular fashion, and analysts are wasting no time pointing out just how wrong he was. Is Clark's success keeping Geno awake at night? Absolutely. And this saga is far from over. But here's the real question. Why is Paige struggling, and how much of that falls on Geno's shoulders?
I don't care how good Paige Bueckers was in high school. I really don't. Like, I'm hearing people mentioning Paige being the National Player of the Year as a freshman, as why to draft her 4 years later. I don't care.
Remember when Paige Bueckers exploded onto the basketball scene like a supernova, dazzling everyone with her freshman skills? Well, that star now seems to be fading faster than a sparkler on New Year's Eve.
She's having a good season so far. I don't think it's her greatest performance or her greatest season so far, and she's struggled in a couple of these.
Let's break it down. Sure, Paige Bueckers is still averaging nearly 20 points per game, but that's only part of the picture. Her stats, points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks have all declined compared to last year, with some even dipping below her freshman numbers. It's a stark contrast to the all-around dynamo she was coming out of high school.
Until recently, they are starting their teams. Iowa beat them in the Final Four last season. South Carolina has been on a tear. We have LSU. Tennessee is back in the mix. We have Notre Dame coming up. We have TCU. We have Duke. I'm going to call the two teams that Auriemma and Aaliyah are on. There are these great programs who are taking a new age style of basketball when it comes to coaching, when it comes to system, and it comes to how you're letting your players play, that maybe Geno does need to adapt.
Here's where it gets interesting. Bueckers isn't just underperforming, she's disappearing in big games. Remember her 11-point dud against Holy Cross? Or the 8-point no-show against Louisville? And let's not forget the 11-point loss to Notre Dame, where her impact was about as effective as rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. The wild part? Fans are starting to toss around the dreaded O word, overrated. Ouch. That's got to sting, but can you blame them? When you go from being College Player of the Year to barely making an impact in key games, people are bound to talk. But here's the kicker. Is it all on Bueckers, or is Geno's system part of the issue? Some are starting to wonder if UConn's old-school approach is like forcing a square peg into a round hole. In fact, some experts believe Geno's style might be holding Bueckers back, like trying to run in cement shoes.
With Paige Bueckers and the UConn Huskies front and center this season in women's basketball, some fans are starting to question Geno Auriemma's coaching style and wondering if it's truly what's best for Paige.
Here's the thing. While Bueckers is shooting an impressive career-best 56% from the field, it feels like she's prioritizing efficiency over aggression. In big games, sometimes you've got to take risks, not play it safe. It's like she's become a basketball librarian, calm and precise, but not exactly lighting up the court.
Basically said, well, Paige just likes to stand around. She's not really aggressive and she's not going to go after the ball. So that's just what Paige likes to do. We kind of threw her under the bus. And a lot of fans are starting to notice that Geno says a lot of things to the media about his team, about his players that are starting to rub certain people the wrong.
Let's address the elephant in the room. There are rumors swirling that Bueckers might be underperforming on purpose to avoid being drafted by the Dallas Wings. Talk about a plot twist. It's like a soap opera with more dribbling and less dramatic music. Meanwhile, as Caitlin Clark's star continues to soar like a rocket, Bueckers' shine seems to be fading fast. It's like watching a race where one runner is sprinting toward the finish line, while the other appears to be jogging in reverse.
The reason why Paige Bueckers is seen as a formality, the number 1 overall pick, was because she was the best player in the world, her age, in the world when she was 18. Because she was better than Caitlin Clark 4 years ago. Well, I'm sorry, like, Andrew Wiggins was better than Nikola Jokic when they were 18 years old. What difference does that make? What difference does that make now? Like, I can guarantee you when Michael Jordan was 16 years old, he was cut from his high school team. Like, you don't judge players based on how good they were in a pack.
The real question is, can Bueckers turn things around? Or is this her new reality? Will she rise like a phoenix from the ashes? Or is this the start of a slow fade into basketball obscurity? One thing is certain. Time is ticking, and the pressure is mounting. Bueckers needs to step up her game, and fast, because in women's basketball, you're only as good as your last performance. Right now, her recent outings aren't exactly headline-worthy.
Bueckers has been front and center in the women's basketball media landscape. There is so much hype around her, and a lot of people have a microscope on her and the UConn Huskies. A lot of people are expecting Paige to win her first national title this year with UConn before she does declare for the WNBA.
You know what's wild? Paige Bueckers might no longer be the frontrunner for the top pick in the 2025 draft. That's right. There's a new star on the rise, and she's shaking up the scene like a whirlwind.
Don't see any reason why Auriemma Maz should not be number 1 overall pick right now. She's 2.5 years younger than Paige. She is 5'10" point guard. She's an inch shorter than Paige Bueckers. She is a better point guard. She's just coming off the back of 2 consecutive triple doubles for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame are better than UConn. They just are.
Now let's talk about Auriemma Miles. This girl is a force to be reckoned with, coming for Bueckers' spot faster than a cheetah on caffeine. Miles isn't just playing basketball. She's redefining how to dominate the court. While Bueckers may still score more points, Miles is proving to be the more complete player. She's averaging 6.8 rebounds and 7.2 assists per game, leaving Bueckers trailing behind with just 4.3 rebounds and 4 assists. Miles is raising the bar, and Bueckers is struggling to keep up.
It really doesn't matter who the higher recruits were, who was better. At this point in time, Auriemma Maz is a better player. And especially, you might be saying, oh, but like efficiency. Auriemma Maz shoots 55% from the field. They shoot the same percentage from the field. From 3, Auriemma Maz shoots 40-something% from 3, Paige Bueckers shoots...
But wait, it gets even better. Miles isn't just outplaying Bueckers, she's making it look effortless. This season, she became the first collegiate women's basketball player to record back-to-back triple-doubles. And that's not just impressive. It's like something out of a video game. The last player to do that? Caitlin Clark. WNBA scouts are noticing, and they're loving what they see. One analyst raved, Auriemma Miles is the best player in this current draft class. She's unbelievable, shooting the lights out. That's not just praise. It's a full-on endorsement of her incredible skill set. Miles could be completely changing the 2025 draft picture.
Auriemma Maz is a better passer. Auriemma Maz runs the show better. Auriemma Maz is a better decision maker. And you might be saying, oh, but like Paige Bueckers' efficiency and all this. If your efficiency comes from passiveness, then it is fake efficiency. Anyone can be efficient only shooting catch and shoot open shots and layups and like easy pull-ups. When your efficiency comes at the expense of aggression, it doesn't.
Miles might be a better fit for the modern WNBA than Bueckers. One analyst dropped this truth bomb. Auriemma Miles is a better point guard. And she's coming off 2 consecutive triple-doubles for Notre Dame. Ouch, that's gotta sting for Bueckers and her supporters. But here's where it gets even juicier. If Miles goes number 1, it's not just a loss for Bueckers, it's a direct blow to Geno's ego. Imagine thinking you found the next big thing, only to watch someone else grab the spotlight. That's gotta hurt.
I don't understand why it's just an automatic given she's the number 1 overall pick. She's not been the best player in college, and she is not the best player that's available in this draft. She has been outplayed by Auriemma Maz this season. You draft based on who is going to be the best at this point in time. And not only do I believe that Auriemma Maz is a better basketball player than Paige Bueckers right now, she's also a much better point guard. I think even if you're trying to argue, and Paige Bueckers is better, Olivia Miles is a better point guard, and I think that's very difficult to argue against that point. I think it's very difficult to say that Olivia Miles or Paige Bueckers is better at the point guard position than Olivia Miles, which is why the Dallas Wings are good.
The real question now is this the changing of the guard in women's college basketball? Are we witnessing a power shift? One thing's for sure. If Olivia Miles keeps this up, she could easily surpass Paige Bueckers as the top pick in the 2025 draft. And that's not just speculation. It's what experts are saying. This shakeup isn't just about Miles and Bueckers. It's sending shockwaves throughout the entire women's basketball world. UConn might need to rethink its entire recruiting strategy if Bueckers doesn't secure that top spot. It's as if the basketball gods have decided to flip the script, and now everyone's scrambling to catch up. Is Olivia Miles the new number one? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. She's making waves, turning heads, and giving Paige Bueckers a serious run for her money. The 2025 draft just became a whole lot more exciting, and we're here for every second of it.
Bueckers was better when she was in high school, and I mean that. Paige Bueckers was better at 18 years old than she is at 23 years old. Olivia Miles is constantly improving, has been the best point guard in the country, and she is getting better and better and better as the year's going on, and Paige is just doing Paige things. She's being ultra efficient, she's just going to go and take her.
Let's be real. The game has moved past Geno Auriemma, and his decisions are haunting him like a bad dream. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's rewriting the entire playbook for women's basketball. Remember when Geno said her game wouldn't translate to the next level? Well, guess what? Clark isn't just translating, she's creating an entirely new language.
The worst part about new fans, they have no perspective. There's no context. So they just say ridiculous nonsense.
We've got numbers that'll make your head spin. Caitlin Clark's breaking records faster than I break my New Year's resolutions. She didn't just dominate college basketball, she's got the WNBA shook. In her rookie year alone, she shattered 62 records. That's not a typo, folks. 62. She walked into the league and claimed those records as her own.
Feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Here's the thing. It's not just about the stats. Caitlin Clark has that it factor, the one Geno thought Paige Bueckers had. Well, Clark's got it in spades. She's drawing crowds like a rock star, with her games becoming must-see events, breaking attendance and viewership records. It's like she's single-handedly transforming women's basketball. Experts are saying Clark isn't just changing women's basketball, she's changing the entire sport. Her playing style is attracting a broader audience, drawing more fans into women's hoops. It's not just about playing the game, she's elevating it.
Bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away.
Guess what? All those things Geno said Caitlin Clark couldn't do, she's doing them and then some. He said her style wouldn't work in the WNBA, yet she's proving him wrong with every three-pointer she sinks. While Geno's back in Connecticut, probably rewatching old game tapes and wondering where it all went wrong, Clark is out here living her best life. She's not just playing basketball, she's changing the game. And you know what? We're all lucky to be here to witness it.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the FIBA rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Geno Auriemma's decision to pass on Caitlin Clark is shaping up to be one of the biggest blunders in college basketball history. Talk about a missed shot. Clark's not just good. She's rewriting the record books faster than Geno can make excuses. But hey, there's always next season, right? Maybe Geno will turn things around, find another prospect. Or maybe, just maybe, Geno will finally admit he made a mistake. Nah, who are we kidding? Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.